All right. We should be live on YouTube. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everybody doing? If you're here in the U.S., happy Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day to all of you. I know that some people don't consider this an actual holiday or an important holiday, but it absolutely is. To me, actually, it's one of the most important holidays because Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., God rest his soul, was a man that stood up for what was right. Where every man and woman here in the U.S., but it's become a global thing, which is even better. Every man and woman should have the same equal rights, regardless of age, sex, race, national origin, and even now, sexual orientation. I got a lot of people coming every which way. Dogs off of a leash, which they have to be on a leash. Anyway. It's all good. It's all good. It's not really a major inconvenience when people have their dog off of a leash if they're nice dogs. It's just that they scatter all over the place, and then you have to walk way around just to get past them, especially if you're doing a show and you want to respect their privacy, right? Anyway, today I'm starting a new little mini series here on Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. I'll get to that in just a bit, but first of all, Don and I are not going to be doing a members only stream today. We're actually going to push that even back one more day. We're going to do it tomorrow. We kind of had a late start to the day, and we kind of got into a deep conversation this early afternoon. It was a wonderful conversation. You know, when you're having those with your partner, you really don't want to rush them, and you don't want to end them abruptly because it's very important, right? When you're having those deep conversations and you're both relaxed and calm, and you're just talking about the now, certain things going on, certain things out of our control, right? And then even the future, right? Sometimes, as a man and a woman, you got to sit down and take a couple of hours. Hey, Easy Prod, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Sometimes you got to take a couple of hours and have that conversation, no matter how many other things you have going on. No matter how far it's going to set you back on other things. Like, that's why I'm walking late today, because I prioritized my woman and a great conversation we were having, you know, over YouTube and the stream. Now, it was my choice. It was a decision. I had no stream set. But I typically like to go live at least once a day if I can, or on a walk, or from the studio, or at least do one or two pieces of content, whether they're live or pre-recorded, per day. Look at this. You want a Christmas tree? Wow. I guess a lot of residents here are not using this side because the sidewalk's closed to put out their Christmas trees. I'm not sure if the garbage companies pick them up. We've got plastic Christmas trees in my household, so we used to do the real Christmas tree thing, but it just becomes a pain in the ass once you get to a certain age, right? It's lots of unnecessary cleanup. I mean, you don't get that pine smell, which is not a bad smell, but it's just a lot easier to have a fake Christmas tree like the one I got 20 years ago. A nice 7-foot, good-looking fake Christmas tree. It's all good. So Don and I are going to do a members-only live stream. It's going to be tomorrow. Again, we do apologize. We've been putting it off for a few days, but there's a lot going on, and you know, there are other important things off of YouTube that Don and I are dealing with right now. And so, you know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, and I do apologize for that. We will provide as much value as possible to everyone, but especially to the people that are supporting us monetarily through channel memberships and all that, and super chats and super stickers. You know, we do want to continue to provide you as much value as possible. And like I said, you know, we're going to try to do 2 streams per week, members only, with Don and I, but at least one will happen. So I'm sorry last week it only ended up being 1. There are a lot of people coming to the park late. I think there's like soccer practice or soccer tournaments at night under the lights, so you got a bunch of SUVs rushing in, their kids, right? And you know what I hate about SUVs is like these, and typically it's the wife or the woman of the household, the mother, that drives the SUV. Sometimes the dad does. But you see these women that have kids driving their SUVs like they're a sports car to get their kids somewhere on time, right? And like SUVs are not sports cars. They're sport utility vehicles. They were meant to tow and carry a lot of people and a lot of equipment. They weren't meant to gun them like a sports car and to take turns like a sports car. But you know, people like to push boundaries, right? It is what it is. Anyway, let's get to the topic today. Episode number 636 of Walking with Purpose Live from Red Morton Park here in Redwood City, California. And again, this is a members-only live chat. The stream is publicly viewable, but you will need to have at least a $2.99 per month members-only channel membership to chat here, or moderators are free. If you're going to join, might as well join at the $4.99 per month level, because that will give you access to the members-only live streams that are only viewable by members at the $4.99 level. And moderators are not included in that. You can't give moderators free access to members only content even if you wanted to, but they automatically get free access to members only chats by default. So yeah, join, and we would appreciate that. And tomorrow, Don and I are going to be doing another show. We've got some great topics in mind, and I should more than likely have that show up before I go to bed tonight. All right, so this is episode number 636 of Walking with Purpose Live, and today, I'm going to be starting a little mini-series to try to help as many people as possible start to realize how much time they're wasting focusing on drama out here on YouTube. I'm going to cater this to YouTube because this is where we're at, right? Now, I know that I can't change people. I also know that, Donna, I got your comment last night. I haven't had a chance to respond. I did thumb it up and heart it. She's saying you can't change people. You can't help people that don't want to help. It's like you're spinning your wheels. But this is the thing: someone has to try to do it, right? And here's the thing: from what I have learned in life, even though there were things I did wrong in the past, and many people told me over and over and over again these were the wrong things to do and I need to turn them around, I didn't listen for a very long time. But eventually, I did listen. And I did make those changes. And I think nowadays, that's what happens with people. And I think people have always been like that to a certain extent, right? Where you may know you're doing something wrong, and maybe your family has told you you're doing this thing wrong, your friends, maybe your significant other, right, co-workers, whatever, have told you you're doing this wrong. But you just don't listen, right? And then every once in a while, people politely remind you and kindly remind you that, yeah, you're doing this thing wrong, and you still don't listen, right? And sometimes it takes people not only years but decades to realize what they're doing wrong, and to make that change, right? And what usually happens is it's some event in their life that didn't go the way they thought it would go, and then they start to realize and wonder. Well, they start to wonder more so, and start to realize what may be causing things in their life to not pan out or work out, right? It takes like one or two major events to not go as planned, that you thought would go as planned, to sit there and start to reassess yourself, right? And part of that reassessment, right, when you have those unexpected events that didn't go the way you wanted them to go, part of the reassessment is going back and remembering what your family, your friends, your significant other, co-workers, and other people have told you about the situation. And then you're starting to think, wow, maybe my family was right. Maybe my friends were right. Maybe my girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife was right. Maybe my co-workers were right. Maybe the other people that talked to me about this were right, and I was too stubborn to see it or admit it, right? Or what happens to most people is they just don't even think they're doing anything wrong until it costs them something, right? Typically, people will not realize they're doing something wrong until it costs them something. Has to cost them either money, a marriage, a relationship, something of significant value, whether monetarily or not. It has to cost somebody something of tremendous value that means something to them, that they value very much, until they start to realize that what people have been saying to try to help that person was true and was basically part of the problem, right? I'm gonna wait for these people. A lot of people are walking right now. I'm just waiting for a mother and her daughter and their little dog to walk on by. All right, let's keep moving. I'm glad I put my gloves on. It was 54 degrees when I stepped out of my car, and I think now it's about 52. It's going to get below 50. So, all good. So I mention all of this because I really would like everyone out here on YouTube that knows who I am to give me one shot to hear this message out. Hear this message out, okay? Whether you're banned here or not, I know some people that are banned will still watch. I ask that you give me one shot to try to help you with no obligation. No obligation. I truly just want everyone to be happy. All right? I truly just want everyone to try to remove as much drama and toxicity out of their lives. AZ Prod says, sad but true, my friend. I wish people were more open to accepting advice. I can't be a hypocrite, AZ Prod, and say that I wasn't the same way, and maybe even in some cases to this day, I can still be the same way, but I'm always open to hearing people out. My whole thing is, over the last 10 to 15 years of my life, between the ages of 35 and now 50, I've allowed myself to be much more open and more vulnerable to other people's advice. That doesn't mean I'm going to accept it or value it. I'm open to hearing it, right? Now, a lot of the problem we have nowadays is you have certain people that demand that you accept their advice because they feel you're automatically wrong and they're automatically right. That's not the right way to approach it, right? You can never demand anyone to take your advice. Advice is advice. I do what I do out here for the masses. I want to help as many people as possible better their lives by first bettering your attitude and your outlook on life, right? But I never force anyone to take my advice. What I do is I share how going through similar things that I see these people going through have affected me, and I know it's affecting them. You got all these guys out here on YouTube, like we've been talking about lately, AZ Prod. It's primarily the men. And all they do is come out here and run drama shit show panels. And they trash talk other men for nothing more than a few bucks that they make through donations and maybe ad revenue if they're monetized. And more so as a pathetic attempt to seek validation, right? Like I was mentioning yesterday. It's more so about validation. Because men that are already truly happy within themselves are not going to need constant validation that they're good enough. They're already going to know deep within that they're good enough in a non-selfish way. AZ process, of course, but it would save people a lot of time and heartache to listen to people that learned the hard way. Well, we all learn the hard way, right? I firmly believe, AZ Prod, that everyone at some point in their life is going to learn every lesson in life. For some people, it takes longer than others, right? you would think by the time people reach their 30s or even their mid 30s or late 30s, right? Or early 40s, you would think by the time people hit around 35 to 45 years old that they would mature and they would have a better understanding on life. They are good-hearted people that believe in treating others the way they'd want to be treated, right? So you've got these guys out here that don't like it when people trash talk them, but they think it's okay to trash talk others, including the people they don't like trash talking them, right? But the people that are trash talking them are only trash talking them because they initially started the trash talking, right? Now, nowadays, even if somebody trash talks me, I don't react to it. I might do a stream on it and use it for example purposes, like I've said, but it doesn't bother me, and I don't feed into it. And if you want to call my coaching feeding into it for example purposes, how the fuck else do you coach people? Right? But the reason why these people say, oh, it's feeding into it is because they don't want to be used as the example, because they're already feeling miserable enough, and you using them as an example, even though they might come back and say, oh, Eli, you're wrong, their reaction proves that they're even more triggered that you're using them as an example, because they already knew initially that they've got issues deep within, and they're not ready to cope with them, or they're not ready to deal with them, right? There is an insane amount of hypocrites in the world these days. Well, I think the internet has a lot to do with that. I think the internet has a lot to do with that. And people, trying to get attention on the internet. And what gets the most attention initially? It's drama, right? And that's why these guys do it. These guys realize that people are going to tune in, at least initially more so, if there's trash talking going on. Like, look at this right now. Have you noticed? Now that I'm not talking about any drama, look at my numbers. I've got 10 to 12 people here. Do you see me upset about it? It used to bother me, but you know what? I'm not upset, because the 10 or 12 people that are here are truly supportive of the content. Even if some of those people are blocked and they can't chat. And I'll share more about that in a second here, because I'm going to invite people to come back that are blocked, but in a different way. So I'm not going to upset my audience, and I'm not going to change what I have going on here. So stick around for that. But, when I was really going at it with some people and calling them out, and I guess you can kind of say it was kind of feeding the drama a little bit, even though I was trying to teach a lesson. Yeah, I was getting 40, 50, 60 people here. Now, I'm cool and calm and collected, no drama, no trash talking, and look, we've got 10 or 11 people here. And that just goes to prove that the audience, even through the gig economy, AZ Prod, is more so a drama shit show audience than an audience there to learn about gig work and gig workers' rights. 90% of that audience, at least, is not there for the actual intended conversation. They're there to trash talk. So what I want to put out there, and I'm almost done with my first lap, I'm probably going to do at least 2 laps, maybe 3. So what I'm going to be doing for the next 5 days is doing a series on drama detox. We're just going to sit here and invite people over here to share what they're going through, what they've been through, and what they're struggling with. Why are you struggling to remove yourself from the drama? And here's the thing. Sometimes in order to really figure out what's going on, right, you have to blow it wide open. And as bad as this may sound, I may be willing to go on a Mr. Flex panel. I may be willing to go on a Always Cherry Pick panel. I may be willing to go on a Torp panel. One time. Knowing what I'm getting myself into to prove a point. Will these guys treat me with respect and have me come on every now and then, which would probably help them boost their numbers and all that, right? Or will they just trash talk me one time and I go on there and say, hey, I didn't sign up for this. I just came here to have a conversation with you guys and to try to help you become more positive. But it seems like you're not ready for that, so I'm gonna withdraw. Like that's what I would do. My purpose to go on these panels would be to show up maturely and respectfully in a cool, calm, and collected manner and let these guys show their cards, right? That's exactly what I've been doing for the last 3 years on YouTube. Initially, I was showing my cards because I didn't understand the psychology behind all this stuff happening on YouTube live streams, especially amongst men, right? But I understand it now, right? And this is the psychology of life. The psychology of life, in my opinion, has always been get the other person to show their cards first, right? You see, I've learned in life to stay cool, calm, and collected in all aspects of life, personally and professionally. I sit back and basically wait for people to show their cards. And when they do, then I know what my next move is, right? In other words, let people burn themselves. You don't have to feed into drama. You don't have to trash talk people. Even if somebody deserves to be trash talked, right? I could sit here and trash talk Flex till I die. Same with Cherry, same with Torp. I could trash talk all these guys till the day I die. But why do I have to do that when the way they're behaving is going to take care of the problem itself? They're going to burn themselves. So why even waste any time or energy on something like that? That's going to be no different than spinning your wheels in the mud. I'll get to your message here in just a second. Easy prod. Let me move over here. AZ Prod, Glitchgate really opened my eyes to what kind of people consume gig content. A lot of trolls, haters, and drama queens. Well, AZ Prod, let me take it one step further. And you know what? God bless you, dude. I'm really glad you're a part of the Coach Eli network. We consider you a friend, a good friend. Both Don and I. And I'm really glad you're here and you saw what happened. You saw when I came in, I got with Brian and Torp and Thomas aka Glitch Dash channel, right? And even Jeff Thomas Black, who I still respect. I actually still respect pretty much most of these guys. The only people I really don't respect are guys like Torp and Cherry and Flex. I don't hate them. I don't hate anyone. There's a difference between respect and hate. I don't hate anyone. But there's no way in hell. And I've learned this in life, and it should be common sense. But even common sense isn't too common anymore. I can't respect anyone that doesn't respect themselves. Let me repeat this one more time. I cannot respect anyone that has no self-respect. Right? Torp doesn't respect himself. Flex, no respect for himself. Always cherry pick, no self-respect. If any of these guys had self-respect, they wouldn't do the dumb shit on YouTube that makes them look dumb, even if it's all an act just for views, right? Which I believe part of it to be an act, but part of it is who they are, right? You have to understand that people that create this type of content, they can come out and say that, oh, it's all just an act. I'm an entertainer, right? But let me tell you something. If you don't truly enjoy what you do, it's not going to be sustainable. So you can only put on the facade of saying, oh, I'm an entertainer. I trash talk people for money on YouTube because I'm an entertainer, right? Maybe so. But more so, you just enjoy trash talking people. You know, there are people that have been doing this type of work on YouTube for years. And many of them call themselves entertainers, but there's no way I could sustain doing something for years like I've done this unless I truly enjoy it. I think these people truly enjoy trash talking other people and getting paid to trash talk people. Wow. What a concept. What a noble concept. Getting paid on YouTube to trash talk other people because that will validate myself that I'm better than other people, right? Go fucking figure, right? Go fucking figure. But Glitchgate did, exposing these creators like Pedro DoorDash Santiago, Hannibal is Hungry, Trevor's Deliveries, who I don't subscribe to them anymore, but I got recommended a Trevor's Deliveries video. You know Trevor's Deliveries, AZ Prod? Because this whole DoorDash thing is done, he's now saying, I'm going to play the role of a homeless man, start with zero money, and work my way clear across the country to California, starting with no car, no bike, just a backpack and no money. And I gotta make money, you know, doing Instacart or DoorDash on my feet. I saw 5 minutes of his first video, and I'm like, wow, dude, this is pathetic. I'm like, wow, man. Now, are you really a gig economy channel or are you an entertainment channel? Right? What the hell sounds like a load of shit? It is. It is, because any other content, you can't go out there and say, I'm going to attempt to make $700 in one day on DoorDash. I'm like, yeah, right. How many times can you use the same thumbnail? I'm gonna attempt to make $1,000 on DoorDash in one day. So it looks like Trevor's Deliveries. Brian, I tell you, Brian nailed it on that one. You know, Brian, DoorDash sucks. Gig Apps Exposed, right? He nailed it on on Trevor's Deliveries. What a phony, man. So he's gone from that now to being a homeless man, starting with nothing. and then working his way up to getting an e-bike or a bike to rent for a day with the money he's made, making money doing delivery by foot initially. Then he goes by bike, and then he's going to save up enough money to somehow take the train or the bus to California, and he's God, man, how pathetic, man. Like, okay, listen. You know, if you're like somebody in high school and you're watching this dude and you have nothing better to do, you know, and you don't understand that a lot of this stuff is staged just to make money. Like the media has always been that way, right? But when you're younger, you'd like to assume everything is real. You don't even know what's real and what's not, right? But once you figure this out, especially if you're a creator and you understand that a lot of the shit people do, even out here on YouTube and the real world and Hollywood and all that, is staged just to make money. It's all staged. It's phony. But they try to make it appear real so you buy into them, right? So I guess apparently Trevor's Deliveries now is a homeless man. Exactly. He's just a fraud. You know, I'll say this. I think he's a fraud, but not legally. Let me explain. If he was legally fraud or defrauding people, he'd get arrested. So what Trevor's Deliveries is doing is not breaking any laws, right? It's just more like it's unethical business practice, in my opinion. I think it's more unethical, right? And like I've said before, AZ Prod, ethics to me are the most important thing, right? I mean, to me, if you're an unethical person, to me, I consider you to be a fraud. But according to the law, there's a difference between unethical business practice and illegal or fraudulent business practices, right? I agree 100%. Yeah, well, thank you. Listen, dude, I got to be fair. Same thing with Pedro. Pedro hasn't broken any laws. None of these guys really broke any laws. What they did was manipulate their audience for clicks. Right? That's all. They did that because anything else they would have done wouldn't have gotten them nearly the amount of traction they've been getting, right? I have a lot more knowledge and experience doing YouTube than all these guys. If I did what they were doing, I would do it better and make even more money. But I don't feel right being a sellout. I've always said this. I don't feel right being a sellout. And I keep myself at the highest level of morals, values, and ethics. Now, do I make mistakes? Do I sometimes do things that come off like I'm not? Everybody has those moments, including myself, but it's unintentional. But my intentions deep within are to always be ethical with everyone and be honest with people. Honesty and ethics. I live by that. Again, am I perfect? No. Is anyone perfect? No. But I think there are people that do a much better job and are much more sincere about it than others, right? Thank you to the 15 people that are here. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. We started out with 10 to 12 and now we're at 15. That's nice. Thank you. What I want to say here now. This is day 1 of 5 of the Drama Detox here on YouTube. Join me for a Drama Detox day 1 of 5. So every day this week I'll be talking about Drama Detox. And in the meantime, or not in the meantime, at the same time, I mean, You folks can ask any questions in the chat that you like, as long as they're regarding coaching and they're not regarding anything outside of coaching. Your questions do not need to be directed at me. They need to be directed into the subject. Now, if the subject involves my girlfriend or somebody else, as long as you keep it on topic and you're not trying to ask a question on something that doesn't involve coaching, then I'll answer your questions. If not, we'll ban you. So what I want to do here is give an opportunity to people that are blocked here to come back on a different account than their main account and purchase a channel membership. You could do it at the $2.99 level, or if you want to chat in the chats with Don and I on the members only streams, do the $4.99 level. Now, there are people that have a channel membership. There's like 3 or 4 people that have a channel membership that are blocked, that were blocked before they got a membership. We know what those people are doing with that membership and why they're doing it. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about anyone else that has known about myself for many years possibly, and maybe you're kind of tired of all this crap, right? You're kind of you're tired of all the drama, whether it's Coach Eli past drama or any drama on YouTube, and there's been a lot of it. If you're tired of the drama and you want to escape it, you want a drama detox, get that membership sometime tonight. Get that membership sometime tonight or by tomorrow, whenever you view this video, whether you're live or on the replay, and join us for part 2 tomorrow, part 3 on Wednesday, part 4 on Thursday, and part 5 on Friday. And then what Don and I are probably going to do on Saturday is we're probably going to do a stream regarding Drama Detox, a summary regarding all of this. I want to see if anyone from the past or present that's dealing with drama that knows who I am, and maybe you like to tune into my streams for whatever reason, but you can't chat. I don't want you here on your main accounts. I don't, because your main accounts are tarnished to me, and they're going to remain banned. But if you want to come in here on another account, whether you tell me who you are or not, and purchase a membership to chat, as long as you're respectful and you're ready to say, I've had enough of drama, please join us. I'm going to leave it at members only, because people that are serious are not going to have a problem to pay $2.99 a month or $4.99 a month. If you want to make that change, like I've said before, and I say this with love and respect, put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. I think I will do a third lap. Easy Prod, I really appreciate you, man. You have been a faithful and loyal supporter and listener and great friend. And, you know, I know you're out there, you're driving, and this helps you pass the time, but you also have many other options. Regardless of when you're viewing your YouTube content, you're still choosing to be here. And honestly, bro, man to man, that means the world to me. It does. I appreciate that, man. I do. I'll never forget that. And even if Redwood City Police is pulling back into the park, and they're pulling in right by the front. You can see them right behind me. Yeah. I like when they're here. I lost my train of thought. Let me read what Easy Prod said. I appreciate you as well, brother. Well, thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot. Well, you get the only vote, AC Prod. I figure I know what your vote's going to be, but I'll ask you. If you want me to go a third lap, put a 1 in the chat. Your vote's the only one that's going to matter. You can put a 2 and then say, "Oh, just kidding, man, 1," right? It's all good, dude. It's all good. Yeah, so we got soccer practice here under the lights, which is good because you could do a walk even after it gets dark. If you're up for it, 1, well, of course, bro. Of course. You know, I'll tell you. For me, the same old thing over and over and over and over again that's repetitive is boring. It's just boring and repetitive, right? And the same thing, you would think that when it comes to people that either run drama channels out here and instigate drama like these men do, or people that just consume that type of content, you would think that after a while, when you put all the pieces together, it's all the same thing. It's all just about trash talking people. It's just a different person or group of people involved. Yet people keep coming back to it time and time again. And I just don't understand that. Like, the only thing I can think of is that you're a miserable person and you need to see other people come off as more miserable than you to feel validated, right? That's the truth of the matter, right? And if that's not the reason why you consume drama content, then maybe you're either mentally ill or, I don't know, maybe it's just your way that you think you're going to make a lot of money. And it's just pathetic. Well, it looks like they still have the lights on. Look at it from this angle over here. So this is where you would enter the kindness corner right here. And that's the view. Like, it's just nice, man. Well, maybe I can just give people another perspective. Let's come across this way. What I can do is even enable the flash. Enable flash. See, if I put that right there, you see that? So at least you can somewhat see it. I think eventually when the park is done, they're going to have nice little paths like this. It almost kind of feels like you're in the woods on a hiking trail. Now, people also have to remember, when man and woman, it was man, but we'll just throw women in there to be respectful nowadays. When man created land, or when man first started developing land, everything was a part of the woods, right? So technically speaking, you could call this, hey, we chopped down trees and we cleared everything up and we left some trees up and we just put paths in there and grass and all that, right? But this is just, I just love this. And I think eventually the whole park's going to go like this. The only problem I see with this is when it rains and you've got a dirt trail, it's going to be super muddy. That's the problem. And, you know, you're not going to wear hiking boots to the park, right? By the way, AZ Prod, my girlfriend Dawn and I, we've gotten through 4 out of the 5 episodes on the Gypsy Rose story on Lifetime. I guess the 5th and final episode, I don't think they're making any more. It was just released like last week, but we're watching it on demand. She ended up getting paroled, and she was eligible for, actually, I think she's eligible for release. No, she was eligible in 2023. Hey, Cynthia, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Happy Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day to you. Hope all is well. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, Dawn and I, I'm sure you missed the first part. I know you're probably busy working. Dawn and I didn't get a chance to do the show today. We're going to do it tomorrow. I'm sorry we keep putting it off, but just there's some other things that Dawn and I wanted to talk about today, about our families and stuff. We got into a deep conversation, and it just kind of the day just kind of flew away. But it was worth it. AZ Prod says, welcome, Cynthia, and she says, just getting in. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, you relax and kick up your shoes, relax your feet, and enjoy this wonderful evening. So, folks, get your membership if you haven't gotten it already. Even, like I said, even if you're banned here, all of you have other accounts. Purchase a membership on a respectful secondary account. Come here and chat, and you can tell me who you are, or you don't have to tell me. You can say, hey, I'm a former Coach Eli hater. I don't want to identify myself, but I'd like to participate. And as long as you're respectful, we'll keep you around. But if you buy a membership and you just want to come and troll, you'll still get banned. So here's the thing, what you folks don't understand is that even as a channel member, you still have to abide by community guidelines and the guidelines of the channel owner, and we can ban you. So if you purchase a members only chat package and then you get banned because you can't chat, sorry, no refunds. That's what Google and YouTube say too. But please consider getting your channel membership. Come in here and chat. And let's figure out a solution to end this drama on YouTube and end drama as much as possible, right? And really, really start to put out this drama detox. Oh man, I gotta tell you, I gotta turn on the light right now. I gotta turn on the light because this is an area that doesn't have lights. I'm sure eventually the park will put lights all around, but this is pretty much the only dark area of the walk, and that's all right. Now that I know I can turn on the front flash as a light on a live stream through the YouTube app, that makes it a little better. I mean, I can even see the ground too. I mean, it's pretty cool. And then there's a light over here, so it starts to brighten up a little bit to the point of where we don't need the flash anymore. Thank you again to the 15 people that are here. 4 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. It would be greatly appreciated. I've seen people on this platform for 6 years. People in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. People that know me, All right, people that sometimes still tag me in every now and then. Right? I'm seeing them 6 years later, 5, 6 years later, and I'm telling them, when is enough drama going to be enough? When are you going to finally grow the fuck up? When are you finally going to be ready for a drama detox? This is your chance right now. This is your chance. And, it really, really breaks my heart to see so many people I met 5, 6 years ago that got deeply enthralled into drama, and they're still deeply enthralled into drama at least at the same level or even greater than they were back then. It's almost like they live for it, because I'll tell you, after 6 years of this stupid shit, it's exhausting. Even for someone that's very healthy like me and doesn't get exhausted easily. This stuff is exhausting. It's super fucking exhausting. AZ Prod, Cynthia says, thank you. AZ, thank you. AZ Prod says, the Gypsy show is very interesting. I'm sure they will add more episodes about her new marriage and adjusting the life outside of prison. Just adjusting the life outside of prison. Yeah. Yeah, let me answer that first, AZ Prod. Yeah, so I'm really glad that she's getting a second chance at life. No child should have ever gone through the amount of torment and torture that Gypsy went through. One of the shows I saw last night, one of the episodes I saw last night with Dawn, when Gypsy was about to go onto her parole board, I'm going to compare it to what some people were saying about me on YouTube about a year and a half ago or so, when I made a comment about, what was her name? I keep forgetting the chick that was murdered by Brian Laundrie. Gabby Petito. I was criticized for stating an opinion about Gabby Petito. And I'll tell you this. I'm not trying to encourage those people to share their thoughts about what I'm about to say, but what I will say is this. Gypsy's stepmother, Gypsy's father got remarried, so that's Gypsy's stepmother. She was going before the parole board to make a statement. Oh yeah, she did. No, she said in her statement to the parole board, she says, I don't condone what Gypsy did, but I understand why she did it, right? So, I was scrutinized for saying the same thing a year and a half ago, or almost 2 years ago, right? What I said was, I don't condone what Brian Laundrie did. I don't condone Brian Laundrie murdering Gabby Petito. I don't condone it, but I understand why he did it. Understanding something and condoning it are two different things. But see, at the same time, when people have an audience that's willing to listen to them trash talk you, they'll spin things every which way possible, right? So yeah, that's what Gypsy's stepmom said. I don't condone what Gypsy did, but I understand why she did it. And I think the court understood it. I think, the parole board understood it. The amount of torture that woman went through, right? And here's the thing. You know, I do think Brian Laundrie had some form of mental illness, and I also think that Gabby Petito had some form of mental illness. But the things that Gabby was expecting Brian to do were very selfish for her social media presence. In essence, he felt tormented by her. Now, again, I don't condone anything that happened. Murder's murder. You murder someone, you're going to pay the price one way or another. But I understand what triggered him. Maybe a better word, or a better way to put it was, I understand what triggered him to do it. Just like with Gypsy Rose, I understand what triggered her to be involved in the murder of her mother, even though it was that boyfriend she had during the time that actually did it. She was an accomplice. Now, AZ Prod furthermore says, isn't it crazy? They are so filled with the drama toxins they can't take a break. Yeah, well, that's the thing, AZ Prod. The best way to put it for these people after 5 to 6 years to still either be participating at the same level of drama they were participating at that point back then, to still be participating at the same level today, or even at a greater level, it goes to show me that these people have not changed the way they see themselves. They're still just as miserable or more miserable than they were back then. There's been no advancement to their life. They've stagnated in life. Because people that grow and mature and prosper would not stay in the same or at the same level of funk that they've been stuck in, right? Right? You mature and you grow past it, right? You learn and you move past it, right? But the best way to put it, like I was about to say, is that it's like a drug, right? Drama to these people is like a drug. It's kind of like, let me give you an example. There's a drug out there called oxycodone. I believe it's for pain, right? And it's a pretty powerful drug for pain. And there are many people that abuse oxy beyond what a doctor may... Oxy is a prescribed drug for pain, right? Like if you have surgery or like back surgery or whatever type of surgery you may have, right? And if you're, while you're healing, if you're dealing with some pain, doctors will give you pain medication typically during the time of your healing process, right? Because that's when you have the most pain. Sadly, yes. Sadly, it's hooked on the negativity, right? Yeah. So, but what happens? Some people, once they heal, if they're feeling some residual pain from their injury, or they're feeling pain somewhere else on their body, they will go and get oxycodone, known as Oxy for short, in the black market and abuse it, right? And they get hooked on it, right? So, if you take that and compare it to why these people after 6 years aren't ready for a drama detox or are still, just living in drama out here on YouTube or in their life, it's because they're addicted to it like oxycodone. I cannot, clearly emphasize that any better than I feel I did. And there's no one that can help them. We can encourage them, and that's all I'm trying to do is encourage these people to say, hey, look, stop taking the oxy, right? And I'm not saying oxy, that's a figure of speech. When I say stop taking the oxy, what I'm saying is just stop feeding into drama. Stop running drama shit shows. Stop trash talking people on YouTube. Stop going on other people's panels or live chats that trash talk other people. Go on a drama detox. You have no idea how good this feels, right? And I could care less. I only have 13 people here. But let me tell you something. I'm a lot healthier. I'm a lot happier. And eventually, slowly but surely, I'm going to build up more of the right people here, right? And we'll surpass all the BS drama. But it's like a drug to them. It's a drug that they just seem to can't live without. But you can live without it. And you can actually live a lot better without it. And if you continue going down the path of negativity and drama and all that, you're going to shorten your life, because people that are negative are typically more stressed out more often, and stress is a leading killer to stroke, heart attack, etc., right? The more drama you surround yourself with constantly, the more stress, the more unnecessary stress you're putting on your body, your heart, everything else, right? AZ Prod, thank you for motivating me to go a third lap. I appreciate that, bro. I feel really good. I feel great. I had a very pleasant bowel movement earlier. My stomach is clear. I'm relaxed. The air is fresh. It just rained yesterday, so the air is fresh. It is a little chilly, but I got my gloves on. I've been walking, so I feel good. I feel at the perfect temperature. I feel like I'm at the perfect temperature. Got Redwood City Police over there. I'm gonna walk around. I think they're helping someone. I'm just taking a moment to breathe in the fresh air and to take a deep breath. I was talking with, I'll share some of what I talked with Dawn earlier today. Not everything, but I'll share some of it. And I will say, babe, things will always pan out the way they were meant to be, right? And I said, people will always eventually learn their lesson the hard way. There'll come a time where everyone realizes their mistakes, and they'll regret it, and they'll feel remorse. And that's the time where those people will start treating us better once again, right? And going back to what I was mentioning earlier on in the show, I was kind of trying to tell this to Dawn as well. We're just talking. I'm not telling her, but we were just talking, right? I was sharing with her. It's a better word. That in life, you got to sit back and wait for people to show you their cards. I should probably do a stream on that, AZ Prod. But here's the thing. Waiting for people to show their cards before you make your move or don't make a move at all. Like part of making a move after people show you their cards is making no move at all, right? But you got to learn to have the patience to sit back and hold off as long as you possibly can. Now, in certain situations, you might be limited on time. In other situations, you might have all the time in the world. But hold off as long as you can based on your situation. And that'll practically force people to show you their cards. And then you can reassess and you know where to go from there, right? That's a good idea, says AZ Prod. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. By the way, folks, this is the final lap. We're going to be going off the air in about 10 minutes or less. So please get your final questions, comments, or concerns in the chat here. We are at 72 minutes. That's an hour and 12 minutes. Like when they get these LED lights, look at how bright these lights are. And they aren't the biggest lights, but they're bright as hell. LEDs are brighter, and they're 10 times more efficient than regular, what do you call them, incandescent light bulbs? Like, seriously, dude. LED's fantastic. Oh my gosh. It is cold. Look at this. It's got to be in the 40s now. Oh gosh. It is cold, but I don't really feel that cold because I've been moving around and I've got the gloves on. So if Dawn is watching, she's probably like, I'm proud of you, babe. You put your gloves on. Like, I'll tell you this. Sometimes a woman that really loves you, and wants to be with you forever is gonna kind of treat you like she's your mother. Now, you don't want to be a man that doesn't know how to carry his own. Because if a woman feels like she's forced to be your mother, that's a different thing than wanting to give you the nurturing love of a mother, right? So that's how Dawn is with me. She gives me the nurturing love of a mother, but she doesn't feel forced to do it. She doesn't feel like she has to do it because she knows I understand things and I'm a grown-ass man, right? But sometimes she just wants to be supportive in that way and encourage me to make fewer mistakes. Like if I wasn't wearing my gloves right now, my hands would be freaking freezing, even though it's probably only like 48 degrees right now. It's probably 48. It definitely feels colder than 54. And at 54, I don't think I'd be able to see my breath. Like right now, it's getting cold. Maybe even like 45, like mid 40s. Oh, this sign. Redwood City Parks and Rec with Epic Lights present. Well, Epic Lights is probably the company that does this. December 16th through 31st, 6:30 and 8 p.m. Well, now this house they're big Niner fans. Niners have home field advantage all the way in the playoffs. Go Niners, man! Like this is fantastic, man. If I did this to our house, Don would. I don't know what Don would think. Go Niners, man! Yeah, that's fantastic, man. I love what that house does when the Niners are in the playoffs. They already have the lights set up. He probably started his own business doing the light show. Or maybe that dude was already in business and just decided to collaborate with the park because his house is set up perfectly across the street. Dedicated fans. Yeah, dude. That dude that lives across the street, he has like a Harley out there, like he's pretty cool dude. Like that dude that owns that house, I believe owns the lighting company and does the collaboration Christmas show with Red Morton Park, like right across the street. I mean, that's awesome, man. I'm sure the city gives him a big tax break for that or some kind of stipend or something, right? Or maybe they pay his electric bill all year round or something, but he just enjoys doing it. And then when the Niners are in the playoffs, after Christmas is done, because typically it's around this time where the playoffs are at, right after Christmas, right? He's got the Niners set up. Home field advantage, baby, all the way. All good, right? Are you guys like Raiders fans out there in Arizona? No, you have the no, you have the Cardinals. Hold on a second. Be right back. All right, sorry, we're back live. We are back live. You have the Cardinals, yeah. Yeah, I know. You have the Arizona Cardinals, yeah. I forgot about that, dude. I forgot. Yeah, they were like in fourth place this year. Not that great. Cardinals, but I'm a Green Bay fan. LOL. Oh, Packers. You remember the days of like Brett Favre and all those dudes, huh? Brett Favre. Man, those old school days of the NFL were fantastic, man. Now it's become highly commercialized like anything else, right? Everything is so commercialized nowadays. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, well, it is feeling a lot colder now. I'm not super cold, but I'm definitely seeing my breath in the wind or in the air. There's like no wind actually. Anyway, folks, look, I'm about to go off the air. Don and I will be going live tomorrow at some point. We're going to try to do it as soon as possible. But thank you for being here. Please consider doing the drama detox. I really want to bring more positivity to YouTube. I really want to turn this around. I really want us all to start focusing more at being productive, right? Get your membership today, even if you're a past troll or hater and you're willing to talk respectfully. purchase your membership on a backup account. I'm not going to unban your main accounts. They're done permanently. Okay? And if you're trolling, I will ban you again. But if you're being reasonable, that's all good. If you want to purchase your membership and pretend to be reasonable for a while and then all of a sudden come out and say you're trolling, then I will ban you again. And if you're certain people, then if I find out certain people have come back, like a few people, I will ban you immediately right away. There are people that are never welcome back. They know who they are. To the spectators, let's just put it to you this way. To the spectators of, the Coach Eli hate group or whatever, right? Welcome. Get a separate account. Join here as long as you're going to be respectful on the backup account. To people that have been a part of creating the content, okay, then, if you folks, buy a backup and I find out it's you, then you'll be removed. I'm just keeping it real, so I don't want to waste people's time. But I feel that the spectators of the drama content really deserve a lot more. And, it's time to turn that around. So with that being said, we're leaving 8 in the box, 4 thumbs up. 81 minutes, an hour and 21 minutes. With that being said, have a good one, everyone. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.